morning, Jay. I was wondering why you bought those shoes and not a hat.
Oh, well, the additional satisfaction I received from the purchase of these shoes was equal to the satisfaction that I received from the purchase of this hat. Based on their price, thus I made a rational purchasing decision.
Why we buy things.
Consumers make purchases to bring themselves happiness. Economists use the term utility to define this happiness. Utility is measured by how happy or satisfied a customer is, or a consumer is, with their purchase, and this term is called utile. Ceteris paribus, more utiles are better than less utiles. As we all heard, more is better. For example, shoes. Shoes bring both men and women, even children, happiness. So, one who doesn't have shoes won't be as happy as somebody who does have shoes.
Marginal utility versus total utility.
This utility or satisfaction diminishes as we continue to buy the same things. For example, you can only buy so many hats before you aren't happy buying any more hats. This is called total utility. This means that each hat produces less utiles per hat. The number decreasing here shows marginal utility, and the line shows total utility.
Utility maximization.
We know that when we buy items, in this case such as hats, there is a limit to how much is too much. In this case, since we see that there is a curve, when we reach 30 on utiles, if we were to go any further in hats, such as 4 hats, we will find that the curvature goes down. Therefore, when we find the maximum utility, we know that 30 utiles, 3 hats, is the maximum utility.
Price effect.
Okay, so price plays a pretty significant role with utility. Law of diminishing marginal utility shows us that marginal utility decreases with every purchase. So once it drops down into the negative area, we're not going to want to buy anymore because we don't get the satisfaction that we feel is worth the price. So when we go out and say we're buying hats and shoes, we want to maximize our utility. And we do this with this formula right here. MU over P is equal to MU over P, where this side represents hats, this side represents shoes. And when those two equal each other, that's when we maximize our utility. And it should, these prices right here, should equal our income. So say if we had $11 to spend, burning a hole in our pocket, and we want some hats, we want some shoes, turn our swag on, but we don't know how many to buy of each. So we look at this chart, so we have, this represents quantity, this represents marginal utility, and this represents our formula down here. So if we look at that, we see where these two are equal, and that would be at 4 for hats and 3 for shoes. These two are equal, but they don't fully fulfill our income. We still have money to burn. So we're going to spend a little extra on some hats and shoes because we love hats and shoes. So if we look at this 4, we have 30 M over P, and then we look at this 3, we have M over P. And if you add that, 3 times 1, that's $3, and then $2 times 4 is 8. 8 plus 3 equals 11. Wow, chicka wow wow, we got some hats and shoes.
Substitution effect.
Substitution effect is the impact that a change in the price of a good has on the quantity demanded of that good. Therefore, for example, if a consumer takes into account the new prices and decides to switch between goods and just to keep the overall satisfaction unchanged. So, if I want to go to the store and buy Snickers and I realize that it's $5 and a Butterfinger is only $2, I'm going to go buy the Butterfinger. It's just like a substitution effect. I mean, why would I pay $5 for something that is going to equally satisfy me for $2? Substitution effect.
Hey, look at my shoes, even though I should have got flip-flops.
Oh, so you substituted those Sperry's for flip-flops because your marginal utility gain for the flip-flops was less than that price. Thus, this is the outcome of the substitution effect. Economics.